Ready.
Ready.
Episode 1 of Riley's Picks.
Riley's Picks. We're doing Riley's Picks this week.
Woo!
Jeff-uary. We kind of gave up on Jeff-uary.
Well, there's really only 3.
Yeah.
And you can come at me in the comments and say Jeffrey Trambor or whatever. Tambor. Yeah, he's big, but in terms of who was covered in Jeff-uary, Daniels, Bridges, Goldblum.
Yeah,
we got the big 3.
We got the big 3 Jeffs. That's a Mount Rushmore of Jeffs.
Mount Jeffmore.
Mount Jeffmore. Yeah, did you see Jeff Daniels is performing in Ann Arbor?
You did text me that.
Folk festival.
That sounds sweet. I kind of want to go now that we've covered it. Ann Arbor is also just a cool town. I like it there.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to I don't want to pay whatever $100 to go to a folk festival.
Was that how much tickets were?
I don't know. I didn't look much into that.
I would pay no more than $10, $15 to see Jeff Daniels perform folk music.
Yeah. And he's the headliner too, which I'm like, they couldn't
That's wild.
Jeff Daniels is the headliner.
Yeah, there can't be too many other good artists there then.
Yeah,
it's probably a fairly affordable festival then.
Probably. I mean, it's Ann Arbor. Yeah, it's kind of an expensive city now that I think about it. But yeah, so we're doing Riley's Picks.
Riley's Picks, episode 1.
Riley's Picks. Riley, do you want to say what?
Yeah. This week we watched Surf Nazis Must Die.
Whoa.
They're surfing and they're Nazis, and it's a B movie from the 80s.
Yeah, the editor is putting in a cool effect right now. So
yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you brought this.
The insane title card flashed on the screen a bunch of times.
We're going to give you a seizure.
Yeah, the title card is so insane. Like the movie poster, yeah.
Yeah, so you had brought this movie up
in a previous episode.
Yeah,
the one with
Jeff Bridges
Amen.
Episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Amen.
Amen and Papa Sean.
Yes, and Papa Sean.
Yeah.
We spoke briefly about Surf Nazis Must Die. And, well, now we've seen it.
Yeah, and now we're not going to speak briefly on it. We're going to speak extensively on it.
We're going to speak ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum. Yeah, so...
It was recommended to me by my stepdad, who has, the wildest taste. He has good taste in movies. He's seen it. He's seen everything, I think. He's one of those guys that's seen, all the, famous big movies. So now he watches stuff like Surf Nazis Must Die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
I mean...
it's been sitting in my Letterboxd watch list for probably 6 months. So
what'd you give it on
I'm glad I got her.
Or do you want to save it to...
I gave it a 2.
Okay. I didn't rate it on Letterboxd. I forgot to rate it. But
okay.
Yeah.
I can read my Letterboxd review at the end because I think it's a good synopsis of what I thought of the film.
That's a good hook for this episode. If you want to hear Riley's
Letterboxd review of Surf Nazis Must Die, why it only got 2 stars, stick around till the end. But it was a good watch. I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
Kind of. To an extent.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, the editing was... probably its biggest downfall.
Yeah.
Because, the acting wasn't really that bad. Some of it was.
Yeah. I mean, it's about as bad as, my acting, which is,
yeah, but you're a pretty decent actor, so,
I don't want to give me that, but...
It was B-movie acting, for sure.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think at least some of the line delivery was, goofy and funny enough. It made it seem like they were trying hard,
Yeah. I was just thinking that if we call the series Riley's Picks, it could be with the thumbnail could be a picture of Riley Reid taking a nude selfie, and we're it's gonna be Riley's Picks. We have Riley's Picks in this video.
I was thinking more we put my face on the face of the guy who does the NBA draft lottery. Because have you ever seen it's a giant wheel with a bunch of ping pong balls in it, and he pulls them out and does the picks. Okay. Yeah, a little less X-rated.
Yeah,
we could do Riley's Picks XXX, and we could start a pornography series on the channel as well.
Yeah, Riley's Picks.
Riley's Sex. Riley's Picks and Riley's Picks and Riley's Dick Flicks.
Dick
and
flicks.
It's porno movies.
Yeah, Riley's Dick Picks.
Yeah.
No. There is a decent amount of sex in this movie.
There is a decent amount. There's a really weird, I would call it a rape scene. When he on the beach, he does it in front of everybody.
We
can jump around. This movie's insane. So,
but so this movie, it's a Troma movie, which is a big production, not a big production, but it's a famous B movie production company.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
They make a lot of like the shitty like horror or like thriller like 80s movies, and I think it's still around. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think James Gunn got his start like making Troma films.
Huh.
Do you know James Gunn?
I do know who James Gunn
Yeah,
is.
and now he's running the DC movies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so crazy how
That he might have been a part of the Surf Nazis Must
he
Die.
wasn't a part of this one.
No.
But yeah, it's just these movies have been around, but they're just kind of known for being bullshit, like
Goofy bad,
movies. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know it was part of that lore.
Yeah, there's a few of those production groups. I can't remember any of the other names of them. But there's like a Roger Corman. Do you know Roger Corman? He did like a shitty version of the Fantastic Four in the 90s, but he like also had a production company that was kind of famous for making these like weird B movies. And
Oh, okay.
there's a few more, but I can't remember the names of any of them. I like learned about all this shit in college, not like at school, like just on the side.
Yeah.
But yeah, just.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the Troma movies, and this is one of them.
Yeah, that'd be fun if we did like Troma-uary or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Back to this movie.
Troma movie, yeah.
The opening scene was insane.
It was intense.
It
Yeah,
was wild. They were like Nazi youth on the beach, and they were burning books.
Yeah.
In
a garbage can.
Yeah, and they were like screaming and having the kids
had, like,
repeat after them.
Swastikas drawn on their faces.
Yeah, and they were like, "Who rules the beach? Surf Nazis." It was pretty wild.
Yeah. So it's weird, like, because I was going into this movie under the assumption it was a post-apocalyptic movie. But then, like, it just looks like a regular 80s
Yeah,
world.
I think it just takes place in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I think, there was an earthquake, it said at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, an earthquake bad enough that, like, everyone's still alive and that an old folks' home is still up and running, but that there's no police.
Yeah, there's no police, and the big crime organizations, like, they run the beaches.
They're surf gangs.
They're surf gangs.
Yeah, it's like mafia families, but they're surf gangs, and
Yeah.
they run different beaches. And somehow the nursing home is still intact.
Nursing home is still intact. Oil rigs are still intact.
Oil rigs are still intact, but there is an earthquake that blew. Somehow the earthquake only hit all of the Los Angeles police departments.
Yeah.
It was a targeted earthquake.
Maybe the Nazis did the earthquake.
Maybe.
Yeah, this opening scene, like the opening credits, we were talking about the editing, like it was bananas because it's like the credits and the music was horrible, and when it's like starting to crescendo and you think like, okay, it's going to be over, it keeps going and the titles keep coming up and it's cutting between these surf Nazis and people surfing and an old lady and a black guy working an oil rig.
Yeah.
And you're just sort of like, what the hell are all of these like scenes?
Yeah, and it's very like fast paced, and then you don't really figure out the pacing in this movie is so bad.
Yeah.
And you don't really figure out who the older black woman or her son are until like 20 minutes into the movie, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
15 minutes. Maybe it's earlier than that because the movie is only an hour and 20 minutes long, but it feels super long.
Yeah.
I have in my notes, on like the news telecast after the earthquake, they said it was an 8.6 on the Richter scale.
Yeah.
That would have LA in the ocean. There would be no LA.
Yeah.
An 8.6 is like absolutely insane.
Yeah. Maybe that's should have been a 9. Am I right? I'm just repeating Papa Sean's joke.
But yeah, and then even then, I guess we'll get to it. But the main, plot boiling over point of the surf Nazis killing her son feels like it doesn't happen until super late in the movie. And it feels like it only gets like 4 minutes.
Yeah, the guy, his name is Leroy.
Leroy, yeah.
He's in 3 scenes. One scene where he's like walks up to an oil rig. another scene where he's talking to his mom, and then a third scene where he dies.
Yeah. So the first scene, he goes up to the oil rig and he like sees the surf Nazis out surfing on the ocean, and he's just like, huh, and he's like looking out at them.
Yeah.
And then the next scene he's in, he goes to visit his mother at the old folks home that she's in, which I love. At the beginning, she lights a Black and Mild. They're playing cards or something.
Yeah.
Like the woman who does her intake is like, no gambling. And then it cuts and she's playing cards with a bunch of white ladies and she's smoking a Black and Mild. That was adorable. But then Leroy comes to visit her in his second appearance. And he's like, I'm going for a swim, Ma. I'll be okay. And then that's when he gets murdered on the beach, is in his third scene.
He says he's going for a swim. Which, that's very progressive for an 80s movie.
Right, yeah.
But also, he doesn't go for a swim. He goes for a run.
I think his plan was to go for a jog and then cool off swimming.
Probably.
But also then wouldn't you say I'm going for a run?
I think he is going for a run.
I thought he told his mom he was going swimming.
Oh, you're saying he would tell his mom he's going for a run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say
would
I'm
make more
going
sense.
swimming.
Yeah.
If you were only using the ocean to like cool off after your run.
Yeah. It's like, because I guess sort of towards the end of the movie, you realize who the protagonist is of the movie. In a weird way, but
which is so weird too because she's not in a whole lot of it either. It doesn't. Feel
she's not in a lot of it either, and so that's why it's like we spend most of the movie with the antagonists, but also they're not the main characters, so it doesn't make sense why we're spending so much time with them.
Yeah, I guess because they're like the edgiest characters. That's like the gimmick is like that's the name of the movie is Surf Nazis. So.
Yeah, so the Surf Nazis is a gang of like, whatever surfers who have named themselves after members of the Nazi Party.
Yeah, like the guy who runs the Surf Nazis is Adolf.
And
his girlfriend is
Eva. And then there's
his
Mengele,
is Mengele,
who's like his scientist guy. And then there's just a guy called Hook.
Yeah, there's Hook, which I didn't get that.
I don't think
there was no famous Nazis
there's
named Hook.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I'm not too well versed on the Nazis though, but I'm pretty sure there's not a Hook.
There's a scene in the beginning too where Eva rides the motor. She's driving the motorcycle, and Adolf is riding bitch. Yeah, I liked that a lot.
His whole thing, I didn't understand what they were going for. If with all the Nazis, because there was a lot of, this might have just been 80s too, but there was a lot of like weird gay tension between the Nazis and then between the Nazis and like the other gangs.
Yeah.
And
there was just a straight up gay gang.
Yeah, there was like a thriller-esque, not thriller, Beat It-esque, like gang meetup, and there was the Nazis, like the tough bitches, the
samurai surfers.
There's the tie-dye guys.
Then just there was like a gang of children that were run by like a mommy figure. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
There was like a bunch of 14 and 15-year-olds, and they followed in like a hot 30-year-old lady who was telling them all what to do. That would have been me. That's hot. Yeah, I would have been in that gang.
I would have been in that gang.
Yes, mommy.
Yeah. There's a biker gang, but I don't think they were at the meetup. No. I think that was a separate thing.
Because they're not surfers. They're bikers. But yeah, I think it's hot how Adolf rides bitch behind Ava.
Yeah. And he's got like a weird
it's not a Hitler mustache.
It's not a Hitler mustache.
It's almost
like a wispy mustache.
A Hispanic style mustache. Yeah. I called him in my notes Ricky Martin style Nazi.
Ricky
you know
Martin.
Who Ricky Martin is?
I know Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
Man, Ricky Martin was gay, so.
Well, shit, yeah. And these Nazis were fringe gay for sure.
Yeah. I think one of them straight up was gay because he was... That I think they were saying like, oh, like, there's some hot bitches, and then he's like, oh, like I'm into dudes or something.
Oh, I think I remember the scene you were talking about. I think it was the one who was like watching Adolf like.
Yeah, it was that
like,
one. Yeah,
rape Eva, which was that weird scene.
Yeah, so they're sitting on the beach, and then they see the surf samurai like surfing on their waves, and I guess they didn't like that, so they run out to fight them.
Adolf sends Mengele and Hook out to fight them.
Yeah.
And on the waves. Like, fight them while they're surfing, which is insane.
Yeah. And it was pretty intense. I was like, good for them, because they were like tackling them like off of their surfboards and shit.
Yeah, it was decent fight scene for like having to surf and fight at the same time.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Adolf just rips off Eva's clothes and is like sucking her tits.
And
like,
she's like, "No, Adolf, not
Yeah.
here." And he's like, straight up almost raping her.
Yeah.
And then the gay Nazi, like peeks over a rock and he's
Yeah.
like watching it and gooning.
yeah, he was like,
This is a very weird movie. Their base had some really cool architecture. I liked like the brutalism of it. How it was just like a concrete airport hangar, basically. Yeah.
there were some scenes where they were having a conversation, but it was like way in the distance.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, they didn't get the actors back. And so they were like, all right, let's just shoot this scene like from far away.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
There were a couple scenes like that. Yeah.
The audio wasn't great. I didn't love the audio,
Oh, it
but
was
that's
terrible.
just,
And there-
that's,
There was a second where I thought there weren't any subtitles on Tubi, but then there were.
Oh yeah, I had to turn on the subtitles
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Because I tried like 3 times and they wouldn't turn on.
Yeah.
And then I exited Tubi and came back and then they turned on.
Okay.
Shout out Tubi, by the way.
Tubi got the hookup with
They've
this
got some
movie.
fire. Well, this movie and a lot of other like fire shit I've seen recently. I've seen a ton of stuff on Tubi.
Yeah. It's weird that you would loop this in with the fire shit you've seen.
What?
No, you said I've seen a lot of fire shit on there. I don't know that this would classify as fire shit.
No, I don't. I wouldn't call Surf Nazis
Yeah.
a fire movie, but I have seen some good stuff on
Yeah.
Tubi recently.
What's the
There's
best
some
thing you've seen on Tubi?
There's some good French horror on Tubi.
Oh yeah, Gunnar did an extensive explanation of some of the French horror
On the Halloween episode.
I had one of them. I don't remember. I've done
Yeah,
so
we
many
watched
episodes
those
on
together.
podcasts.
Surf Nazis Must Die would have been a lot better if there was an at-home C-section done with kitchen scissors.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, that's in one of those French horror movies.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Yeah,
There's like a name for that like style of like new French horror that's like super gory and jarring, and I forget what it's like its own genre.
yeah. It's
and
like
I
new way like French horror or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like
new
that.
way like French brutalism or some shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I like it a lot
Yeah,
personally.
yeah. I mean, that's not like I only really watch those types of movies like at a certain time of year.
Yeah,
but
same.
it's. I think it's good to like watch different types of movies, like movies that make you feel uncomfortable, because it's like you don't want to just only feel good, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You got to feel all the feelings, and I don't like this attitude of people who are like, oh, like, you know, only watch like good movies. It's like, no, you
Yeah.
can watch everything. You can watch Surf Nazis Must Die, and like
Be
still
angry
still
that
have
they're
like a good
Nazis.
time
You're
with
like,
life.
I'm
Oh, I
angry
hate
at the
the
Nazis.
Nazis.
They must die.
Yeah, they fucking suck.
Because they killed Leroy. Poor Leroy's mom.
Yeah, well, she got her.
So yeah, they murder Leroy at the beach, and I wish we got to know how they killed him.
Well, hooked him, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Adolf knocks him over, and then he looks up, and you can see the reflection in his eye, and Mengele and Hook are standing over him, and then Hook just waves his arm, and I think the implication is he cuts his head off.
Okay.
But I don't know. But then later, the mom goes to the morgue, and they ask, like, is that your son?
Yeah.
So he must have had a head if the mom was able to.
Yeah. I think it would have been
identify.
hilarious if the gay one how the gay one carried the harpoon gun?
Oh, yeah.
I think it would have been hilarious if they just shot him in the face with a harpoon.
That would have been pretty funny.
But also, like, you're just going to do a hate crime and a murder at, like, 2 in the afternoon on the beach?
Yeah. Well, there's no police.
Well, yeah, but
Well-
I mean, isn't somebody going to stop them?
So the kids, well, because he was the one who stopped it, because the Nazi youth, which I think they did call them like the Hitler youth or something.
Yeah, he
they
steals the lady's
snatches
purse.
the old lady's purse.
And Leroy stops him.
stops it, and then Adolf is like, hey, soul brother. Like,
Doesn't he drop a hard R?
he does, yeah.
Yeah, put this in the list of movies where a white bull drops a hard R.
Yeah.
Like The Departed.
Yeah.
Surf Nazis and The Departed are basically the same movie.
Surf Nazi, It's a Departed, Django.
Django.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction.
All 4 of those are amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's and Hook's style, he has a top hat, like an overcoat, like a tank,
He looks
a hook hand.
like a Clockwork Orange.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like one of the
one of Alex's goons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I thought, is he trying to do like a Captain Hook thing?
Doesn't Captain Hook wear like a pirate hat?
Yeah,
Maybe he's
They
trying
just
to
couldn't
do like
find a pirate hat.
a
They were like-
Neo Captain Hook.
maybe.
Like a 80s Neo Captain Hook.
Yeah, like this is a modern interpretation.
Yeah.
If
That'd be wild if that's the explanation for that. Is it was
was Sundance around at in the 80s? Was this movie premiere at Sundance?
That'd be hysterical if Surf Nazis Must Die premiered at Sundance and won a bunch of awards.
Yeah.
But so they kill Leroy. It cuts to the funeral or the morgue, either one, and she's
But there is a funeral.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she vows, she's like, I'm gonna get revenge on whoever killed my son.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know it was the Surf Nazis at
No.
first. I love the guy too who owns the pawn shop.
Yeah.
He's like, they wrote him in to be like the most painfully Jewish stereotype of all time.
yeah.
And it's like, this movie got away with a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
It was an 80s B movie. So,
no one's going to like stop this movie from being made.
Yeah. But he was like the most stereotypically Jewish character of all time. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious that the Nazis like pawned their like what they stole off to him. That was how they made their
Yeah.
money.
Well, also, I think they were slinging drugs because there's a scene at the biker gang bar where the biker, who I think his name was just Wheels, he's just a big guy with a beard.
Yeah.
And some big titty chick like comes up and tries to take his money, but then his bitch like stops her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah, that chick was only in the movie to show off her tits.
Mm-hmm. There were boobs in this movie
Yeah.
during the bar. Yeah, the bar scene.
And then Eva comes in and like is like, give me all your money. Like
Yeah.
you owe Adolf the money.
Because you sold the drugs or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah. And then this is my favorite line of the movie. I don't remember it anymore. I'll put it in here. But it was the biker's wife says to Eva, like, oh, you just do whatever he says. And she's like, yeah, I'm his bitch. And then she says to Wheels, like, you got to find yourself a better cunt or something like that. Or like, you got to find a down cunt or something like that. And I was like, damn, Eva is with it in this movie. She know if Andrew Tate was Adolf, he'd have a down bitch in Eva.
Her character seemed, I don't want to say useless because that's unfair, but her character seemed like not needed aside from the fact that they wanted to put a lady in and name her Eva.
And have her show her tits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Eva didn't even show her tits. That wasn't even the actress who did it.
Wait,
Wasn't
what?
it the other one who
No,
showed her
Eva
tits?
shows her tits.
Oh, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were still talking about the bar scene. Yeah, Eva shows her tits
Yeah.
too. But yeah, for boob purposes and then to have someone named Eva Braun.
Yeah.
Those are the only two reasons
Yeah.
I think she's in this movie.
Yeah, and also some of the kids have little backstories that like one of the kids, like his mom,
Yeah.
is like, why are you hanging out with
And
that
his mom
Adolf?
is like a total 80s MILF.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
he's like, shut up, Mom. I want
She's
to
a
go hang out
total
with my
babe.
friends. And she was like, stop going out with these Nazi kids.
Yeah, it's wild to me that they're like his mom's only reaction to him being involved with like straight up Nazis is just like, I don't like it. You shouldn't be hanging around
Yeah.
them. Not like call the cops.
Yeah.
Do
Well, there's no
like,
cops.
Sorry, Joe. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting.
I think they were forgetting too when they were making
I
this
think they
movie.
were. Yeah, that scene when he gets caught sneaking out of his window to go hang out with them.
Yeah.
His mom looks really hot in that scene.
Yeah. And you know who's
It's
a
just
hot
a-
mom in this movie? The black lady.
Yes.
Do they give her a name?
She
Or do
was
they
a
just
hot
call her
woman.
Mama?
I think her name was just Mama.
I think, yeah, that's what led to Leroy's death was like Adolf was like, oh, like, your mama.
Yeah,
I think he just says your mama.
He does make a your mama joke, and then Leroy like grabs him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And pushes him down to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah, she vows to get revenge on whoever killed her son, and then
Yeah.
how the fuck does she find out it was the Nazis again?
I don't remember.
I think she says she's been watching them.
Yeah, she says she's been watching them.
Which is like, how did you know who to watch?
She figured that it's Nazis. If someone's going to kill a black guy, it's probably a Nazi.
Oh, I think there's a scene somewhere in there where the surf Nazis are talking about like how fun it was when they killed him. and like either
Maybe.
she overheard it or like one of her old lady friends overheard it. I think that's in there
Maybe.
somewhere. But yeah, I think she overhears something
Yeah, and
about
then
it
she goes to the pawn shop
to
and
buy
buys
a
a
gun.
Walther.
But at first she's like, "Let me buy a gun," and he's like, "Okay," and he pulls out like the Saturday Night Special gun, like the hooker gun, the
Yeah.
teeny tiny thing, and
Uh-huh.
she like grabs him and she's like, "Do you know who you're talking to?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, lady, I'll go get what you need."
Yeah, she gets a Walther, which is like, that's like a Nazi gun.
Yes,
And then
it
he's also
is.
like, yeah, and I also have.
I think it's a 22 pistol. It's either
Yeah, I
it's
don't
either
remember
22
which
or a
one he said it
9
was.
pistol.
And then he was like, I also have some grenades. And she was
Yeah.
like, grenades?
And
then-
she buys grenades. Yeah, and then she goes to get her revenge on these surf Nazis who so brutally murdered her beloved son,
Her
Leroy.
beloved Leroy.
Her beloved 3-scene Leroy.
That's the thing is, there needed to be some other type of build-up, like aside from the one heroic. I mean, they just didn't have the actors for that very long, but
Yeah.
they needed to have something else that was like, why did Adolf like? I guess because he's a Nazi and he's black. Like
That made sense.
But just we needed to see why it was like such a big deal for him to kill Leroy. Aside from just like he's a good guy, you know.
Yeah.
There needed to be some connection there, and it just like, or at least some backstory. Maybe he like, had a wife and kids or something.
I guess part of them trying to adopt a backstory was the fact that Leroy like sees them surfing when he's working at the oil thing and gets like a little spooked by them.
Yeah.
That's the backstory, is that he gets like spooked by them surfing in Nazi uniforms when he's working at the oil thing that one
Yeah, I
time.
guess.
And like that's the whole backstory.
He had a
It's
good,
a Troma movie. We can't
Yeah, we can't look too much. Into it.
too much into
He had a
it.
good teal suit in that opening scene. I was like, that's a good suit.
Yeah, Leroy had some nice fashion in this movie. He
Yeah.
was dripping hard. He
The
was
short
dripping hard
shorts.
on his run too.
Yeah.
He had some nice short shorts.
I thought it was funny the tie-dye like bros like in the gang. They had like tie-dye tanks and then tie-dye sweatpants that were like pulled all the way up that you could like see the impression of their cocks in their sweatpants.
Yeah,
I was like, damn. good
those
for
were the
them.
gay gang.
Yeah, those were the gay guys. Easy
and then
access.
There was like the gang beef side plot too, which sucked. Because
Yeah.
like all the gangs were like getting pissed at the Nazis, so then they like all met up one day and were like, we're gonna get back at the. They had like a meeting without Adolf and all the Nazis there
Yeah.
on the boat,
But
and
then
they
the
were
Nazis,
like, they like hit the Nazis in secret, and then the Nazis like kill all of them.
yeah. And the scene where they were in the meeting and then the like gay Nazi shoots the harpoon at like the wall and like there's an actor right behind it. I was like, damn, like that would never fly today to
for
like
sure.
shoot an actual harpoon like at a thing.
A
that,
live
like, someone-
harpoon
Yeah.
that close to an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good scene though. I was like, damn, that
It was a good scene.
Sick. I wish I could shoot harpoons. And
It sounds
shit.
fun, shooting a harpoon gun.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about like a lot of these B movies is they're like sure they're shitty movies, but like I'm sure they were having a blast making this movie.
Oh, for sure.
And just fucking like, the guy who plays Adolf is like, dude, I get to say the N-word and suck on this chick's tits, like
And like be Hitler.
be Hitler. But it's just like for a movie.
None of those I'm that into. Only the middle one. Like
What?
I don't want to do the first one or the third one. I don't
Well-
want to say the N-word or be Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
But I would love to suck tits.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that was really fun.
But in the 80s, people were cool with
In
that
the
stuff.
80s, yeah, I'm sure he really wanted to say the N-word and be Hitler.
Yeah.
It's the 80s, Jerry.
Yeah. And then, and just like the rest of the cast, like I can imagine it was like a good time shooting this movie. Even like my shitty movies, like I've shot, I'm like it was a good time for all involved,
Yeah, I'm sure it was just fun to be on set and like they were on a beach for like the entire movie. They were like at a nice
you guys,
location.
Like, play with like
yeah, there
guns
were.
and swords and shit. And
Do you think all the actors had the stipulation that they needed to know how to surf, or do you think they had stunt doubles?
probably, I think they probably needed to know how to. I mean, none of the actors except for one had a Wikipedia page.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
I think they had a couple like IMDb, but like it was other like B movies. So
Yeah, so they probably mostly did know actually how to surf then,
yeah, I'd imagine.
which
so.
is pretty impressive that like they showed up, acted to the best of their ability, as okay-ish as that may have been,
Yeah.
and then also are good at surfing.
Good at surfing. Good at like tackling each other off of surfboards and
Yeah,
shit.
they
Doing,
had good
surf
like fight
stunts.
choreography. Although their fight with the
samurai.
samurais was like unwatchable on the beach.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
The throat slitting was horrific. Like looked like horribly fake.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
When they like raided the Nazi base and got killed by Mengele and Hook, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were a lot of like things in this movie where it's like, wow, you can tell this had the budget of a sack of potatoes and some lunch meat.
Yeah. But
still a
it's
fun
good time.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
There were wild parts.
Yeah.
Super wild movie. I had fun watching it. One of those movies that's so bad it's good, you know.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't say so bad it's good. I just think it's like entertain. Like if you're at a party and someone put this on, it would be like a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, maybe not so bad it's good then.
Yeah.
But yeah, that.
Like the only reason I watched this like is for this podcast because like if you had just told me like there's a movie called Surf Nazis Must Die, I'd be like, yeah, that's a fun movie. I'm probably never gonna watch it though.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I watched it for this podcast because
Same.
it made for content.
Because it was gonna sit in
all
my
I care
It was
about.
gonna sit in my letterbox
Yeah.
watch list until I died if I didn't watch it for the podcast.
This podcast is just us watching things that we haven't watched yet and need a reason to watch.
Yeah, have been meaning to watch but can't find the motivation to outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
But getting back to the movie, she, as in Mama, goes to kill the Nazis at the end, and that's like the fun climax at the end of the movie.
An old
it's
black
very
lady
fun.
throwing grenades at Nazis.
Yeah. She throws the one grenade in there that the shrapnel hits Mengele in the neck, and he's like bleeding out of his neck, and that looked pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
Like him bleeding out of the neck, and then he has some fun screams in there.
Yeah.
Some very fun.
Nothing better than a
screams in
B-movie
there.
scream.
Yeah, he was one of the better actors.
Yeah.
When I'm
Because
saying
he was very like a sobered character where he was just like, he was no bullshit. He was like,
although the one scene where they're talking in like the fire barn and it's shot from really far away.
Oh, yeah.
He was going crazy. That scene seemed a
yeah,
bit excessive.
he was pissed about something. I don't remember what the conversation was, but he was pissed about something. Maybe someone fucked something up or something. But
yeah.
and then Hitler or Adolf.
Yeah, so Adolf and Eva get away from Mama.
They're setting up a sequel.
No, I'm saying they get away and then they start surfing away.
Oh,
They grab their surfboards and they start paddling out to the ocean, which is like you'd be faster swimming
Probably.
because you can't kick on a surfboard.
Yeah, but
you
they're
can only
surfers.
paddle. So like if you didn't have your board underneath, you could kick and paddle and you'd be faster.
And also, you'd probably be faster if you just ran. Like she was an old lady.
Yeah,
like
for
you
sure.
could just run away.
But I guess maybe their thought process was she has a gun.
Yeah, and also the movie is called Surf Nazis, so like
You know they had to die on
They had-
surfboards
yeah,
at
they
the
had
end.
to,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Go
yeah,
down with the ship.
I love when she just walks up to the guys fishing and puts a gun to his head and she's like, "Let me on your boat," or
Yeah.
whatever. And then he just takes her out on the boat with his life threatened. And they run Eva over in the
Nice.
boat
yeah,
and they cut her head off and split her surfboard in half.
yeah,
And that's great.
that's pretty legit.
And then Adolf is running around for a minute and she shoots him in the back a couple times and then he dies.
He should have killed himself. Like that would have been more.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
a better way to end the movie. He should have like drowned himself.
Yeah. But this Hitler, he's a,
He's not a coward like the real Hitler
he's not a
was.
coward like the real Hitler.
The real Hitler was a baby back bitch.
Yeah,
Come at me,
fucking
Hitler.
pussy.
You are a fucking pussy.
Pussy bitch.
Surf Nazi Ricky Martin Hitler had more balls than you, real Hitler.
He was also more jacked. I mean, he wasn't like
He was
jacked,
also a
but
lot more handsome than real Hitler.
he had a bod. Like I'll give him that.
He was Ricky Martin Hitler.
Ricky, yeah, Hickey,
Ricky
Adolf.
Mittler.
Yeah,
But yeah, so she
Radolf.
shoots him in the back, and then he dies, and then she lights up a black and mild again at the end to celebrate. And that was my two favorite scenes were the ones where she's gambling in the old folks' home and smoking the black and mild, and then when she's done killing people, she lights up a black and mild.
yeah. maybe all these defund the police people, they might have a good idea, because we just need old black ladies to
Facts.
police
But you have
us.
they have to give them they have to have a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Like their son died, and we don't want to go around killing all their sons. But if we defund the police, then nobody will be killing their sons.
And George Floyd's mom just like going after
the
Chauvin.
entire Wisconsin
What's his
Police
name?
Department.
Derek Chauvin.
Derek Chauvin.
Yeah.
That'd be
blows him all with a
crazy.
grenade.
A surf Nazis must die, but Wisconsin Police Department must die.
Yeah.
Madison, Wisconsin Police Department must die.
Have you seen people making those like AI generated like Pixar movie posters?
Yeah.
There was one I saw where it was like George Floyd like Pixar movie, and it was like the cover was Derek Chauvin like sitting on George Floyd, and I'm like, damn, like
That's terrible.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to make a fake Pixar cover called Mama Floyd's Revenge, and it's going to be Floyd's mom ripping Derek Chauvin's head clean off his body and chewing through his neck like a goddamn jaguar.
Throwing a grenade at Hitler.
At his sidekick, who's named after a Nazi.
Yeah. Who are the other famous
Nazis? Should we really just name famous Nazis?
Well, I'm just trying to think. I know.
Is that really something? Is it a road we want to go down?
I think there was Bauman.
Hugo
Bueller.
Boss made the clothes.
Hugo Boss, yeah, sure.
So can we call
Walt Disney,
him a
I guess.
Nazi? Walt Disney wasn't a Nazi. He was just anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I know, but people love to say he was a Nazi.
I think he was just anti-Semitic. Unless he like had Nazi beliefs.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know, like, I know there's like the conspiracy that he was a Nazi or whatever, because he made like a movie where Donald becomes a Nazi.
Donald Duck?
Donald Duck. You never seen that?
Donald Duck becomes a Nazi?
Yeah.
Well, talk about foreshadowing. We got Donald Trump out here, man.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Look at that. Someone told me a conspiracy theory today about like...
That was a Simpsons joke.
Was that a Simpsons joke?
No, I'm just saying with how liberal it was. It was a Simpsons joke. Call back to our Simpsons sitcom episode, which you should watch if you haven't yet.
Beats the shit out of Homer.
Barron Trump beats up Homer after a Kamala Harris rally.
Yeah.
I could see Kamala Harris really rallying behind this mama character from Surf Nazis Must Die.
Yeah. She'd like put on a fake like black lady voice and be like, oh, like she's all our mamas or something.
Yeah, she would like invite her to the White House to give her a Medal of Freedom for murdering neo-Nazis in cold blood.
Yeah.
That'd be hysterical.
Biden fall down.
Biden would like grab her tit on accident while she was there.
She might like it.
Big Mama?
Big Mama. Oh, man.
I think she was single in that movie. I think the implication was that Leroy's father was either dead or gone.
Yeah.
Like the T.I. and Justin Timberlake song.
Ah.
Oh, I've been traveling on this road too long.
Keep going.
Too long. Just trying to find my way back home. Back home. The old me's dead and gone. Dead and gone.
You do a good Timber.
Justin Timberlake.
JT.
He's coming out with a new album I saw, and someone tweeted, who said we needed any new music from an ex-boy band member?
Damn.
And I was like, that's cold, dude. JT goes hard.
Yeah, I think he's got some hits that aren't just NSYNC hits.
He makes good music.
Yeah.
He's not just an NSYNC
know
guy.
too many of them.
Plus, Harry Styles used to be in a boy band, and I look forward to new music from him.
I should that song Watermelon Sugar.
Not my favorite, but
I didn't even know that was a Harry Styles song because I'm so out of touch.
You're out of touch.
Yeah, I only listen to Hall and Oates.
You're out of time.
I only listen to
Evidently
Daryl Hall and John Oates.
They should do a track with Harry Styles.
No, they're suing each other.
And they should call it Harry and Oates.
Harry Oates.
Harry Oates. Yeah, we were talking about that on a news episode.
Oh yeah. Were you there for that one?
Oh, I don't think I was, but I watched it.
Oh, okay. Look at that. A frequent viewer.
Yeah, I watched every episode.
Look at that.
Except the ones I'm on, because I fucking suck. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're pretty good.
I watch myself and play back and jerk off.
Yeah.
It's very Andrew Tate. I feel like he would do something like that.
He jerks off to himself?
In playback, yeah.
Probably.
He like makes tapes of himself doing JOI. And then Beats it.
He's like, "You're the top G.
Yeah.
Jerk that cock."
Yeah. He's like, top G's, bust fat loads, Andrew.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And then Tristan's behind him. He's like, he's smoking a cigar, and he's like, "Yeah, Andrew, you got the best cock in the biz."
And then Adolf, Ricky Martin, is there too. And he's like, keep going, Andrew.
Yeah.
You can fuck Eva if you want. I feel like that was a weird part of that movie too, is that she was like the group girl.
Yeah, she was a down bitch.
Yeah, she was.
I think she said, "I'm his personal bitch."
Suck the squad.
Yeah, she sucked the whole squad.
She was that kind of lady.
Damn.
Suck the whole squad.
Yeah, and I guess Adolf was cool with it. Yeah, and something else about her, but I don't remember what else. I don't know. Just
About
she
Eva
was
Braun.
hot.
She would the girl that played her was hot.
They always get like the hottest chicks to do these movies, and
Real life Eva Braun was not that hot.
I might have seen a picture of her. I don't know, but I can imagine not. I mean, 40s
women
like,
were, yeah.
Just,
Chicks didn't really get hot until the 60s. The free love movement.
it's fair.
At least in my opinion. I take that back. There were some down 50s babes. Was Audrey Hepburn a 50s babe?
I think so.
Yeah, she could get it.
Maybe she was 60. I don't know.
I feel like she was both.
Yeah.
She spanned time.
Yeah.
Did she die young?
No, she died a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for her.
Yeah.
Living
Not
a
like
full life.
like last year, but like I want to say
Like 5-6 years ago,
something like that. Yeah, like fairly like recent.
So she lived a very full, long life.
She lived
then.
a good life. Yeah.
That's good. That's very good. Proud of her.
Yeah, like all these like 20s women, like what are the flapper outfits.
Bitches.
Yeah, I don't find that attractive.
You don't want to get any flapper pussy?
No, I mean maybe if I'm at
if you were at like a prohibition bar, would you get flapper pussy?
Probably.
I think ideally I want, and I've talked about this before. I talked about this on the Dumb and Dumber episode, or the Jim or Bridges.
Jeff. Yeah.
No,
No.
because it was an episode we did
Daniels.
with Gunner. Did we do Jeff Daniels with Gunner?
Jeff Daniels? I think so.
I think so, yeah. Because we were talking about Dumb and Dumber, and I talked about imagine getting sucked off in the dog car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good
I think my favorite type of lady throughout history is like a late 70s, early 80s big hair lady.
They're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite era. Is like 7 plastic bracelets that are all clanging around and like animal print leggings with like a Kiss t-shirt on.
I do enjoy the
big-ass
70s
hair.
get up.
Like hair metal ladies. I think that's a hot
Oh,
look.
okay. I was thinking of like 70s like hippie ladies like
Oh, okay. I'm more thinking like big ass hair
Nice.
metal fan
Yeah.
lady. Like the lady that they're singing about in that one song. Oh man, why can't I think of it right now? It's by Bowling for Soup, I believe. 1985. She's seen all the classics. She knows every line. Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink. Even St. Elmo's Fire. She rocked out to Wham. Not a big Limp Bizkit fan.
I don't know that song, but I'm
Thought she'd
envisioning
get a hand
the chick
on
right
a member
now
of
in my
Duran
head.
Duran.
Like just big hair.
Where's the mini
big
skirt?
shirt, yeah.
Made of snake skin. Who's this other guy that's singing in Van Halen? So I'm just gonna sing the whole song if I don't
you
stop.
know all the words.
But yeah, basically the lady that they're singing about in the song 1985 by Bowling for Soup in the year 1985.
Okay.
That lady is my dream lady.
Nice. That's a good one.
A hot 80s babe.
Yeah.
Which was Eva in Surf
Yeah,
Nazis
she
West
was. She
Side.
did have the big hair.
Yeah.
She had the, tight clothes.
Mm-hmm.
She had like a jumpsuit or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite era, lady?
Uh,
I'm waiting for you to be like Joan of Arc,
Joan of
1600s,
I
full
really
suit of
love-
armor.
Yeah, I really love the old royal bitches with the big hair and the big ball gowns. And
Oh, okay.
no, I'm just
Are
kidding.
you joking?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, okay.
joking.
I was gonna
Like
say it can be a good look,
No.
like Rose from the Titanic.
No, I was thinking more like Bridgerton, like chicks where they have to wear like 3
Like Downton Abbey shit.
Downton Abbey
Yeah.
like clothes. Yeah,
There's some babes in Downton Abbey, but I don't feel like women back then were as hot, so I don't feel like
No.
they would be as babe as the women in Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I mean the most beautiful women in my opinion is of course my fiance, But
Shout out Joe's fiance.
yeah, but aside from her, yeah, I like the 70s like style girls who like like
Bell
Sharon
bottoms and a
Tate,
crop
like,
top.
yeah, that's pretty sexy.
Yeah, I think I can see what you're talking. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where they'll have like the V-neck like boob shirts and they have to like tie it like, you know,
Yeah.
and they have like the flowy pants and
Yeah.
like they're all different colors.
Yeah, I've seen a couple 70s movies that have like that style
Yeah.
lady in them. That's a good look too.
Yeah, it's a good look.
For sure.
Well, now that we've described our perfect women, I also kind of like I watched a movie from the early 2000s recently.
Yes.
And I didn't like that style when I was like in that age.
Yeah.
But now looking back on it, I'm like, damn, like that's
Same.
pretty hot. Like
Yeah.
the low-rise jeans.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sexy.
Like a juicy tracksuit.
Yeah.
I can get the fuck
like
down on a juicy
love
tracksuit.
seeing a midriff.
Oh yeah.
I kind of miss that, but that's starting to come back.
With a
Those
midriff
starting to
with
do
a
that.
belly button piercing.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy.
I like a juicy tracksuit with a visible belly button piercing.
Yeah, I guess I like modern
Like baby
day,
shirts.
clothes, too.
Baby shirts too.
Like small shirts. Or
Yeah, it's like not a crop top
it's
or a
just,
t-shirt. It's like a very, very tight girl's
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
those
that.
were popular in like the early 2000s, and they're coming back a lot now.
Yeah. Dude, you're fucking getting me going. Yeah, but yeah.
The girl I'm talking to now has a very early 2000s sense of style. It's
Nice.
it's very attractive.
Pretty
like the
hot.
like J-Lo music video.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
that look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's
good
pretty-
stuff.
Yeah.
Like Nelly
Good for you.
Furtado in the Promiscuous music video.
Nice. Yeah. Look at you. Is she gonna watch this? Does she know?
She knows I'm on the pod.
Okay.
I doubt she'll watch it.
Okay, good. Yeah, my fiance's not gonna watch this either, so I can talk that shit.
I shouted her out. I said, shout out Joe's
Yeah.
fiance
She's not gonna watch.
for putting up with your shit.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck like she
Oh.
got herself into.
She's not like legally blind. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn. That's fucked up.
Oh, Joe, I'm clowning. You're a handsome guy.
Thank you.
I would,
I'll
if
take
I
it.
was a lady, I would take you out on a date as a single woman.
Thank you. You know, rather if I was a lady, I would.
You're
take you out on a
you're an
date, too.
intellectual guy. You're a
Oh,
good-looking
I wouldn't say
guy.
that. I don't know.
You watch good movies like
Watch
Surf
good movies.
Nazis Must
Yeah.
Die.
I have a podcast.
If I was a lady and you told me you did a podcast episode about a movie called Surf Nazis Must Die, I would be
Uh-huh.
like, you can get a second date. You're an
Nice.
interesting guy.
Yeah, if we met at a coffee shop and I was like on my computer editing my podcast, was like, yeah, we actually talk about like B movies on my podcast.
Yeah, I was like, we actually just watched one about Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really disagree with the Nazis. I really think that the Nazis are bad guys.
Well, if I was that girl, I would be like, oh, ew.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
This is an alternate reality where Riley is both a woman and pro-Nazi.
Yeah, I'm a right-wing woman who's a neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
That'd be insane. My name is still Riley.
It could work, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like, you know, how they like in a lot of comic book movies nowadays they gender swap characters.
Yeah.
In the comic book movie version of like
My
our
life.
reality, yeah, you would be a woman.
Yeah.
And who's
Whoa.
yeah,
A neo-Nazi woman.
neo-Nazi woman.
Is she hot? Am I hot?
I'd imagine so.
I think
I
I'd
don't
be
know.
a pretty good-looking lady.
Who would you be played by? Probably like
I wanna
Danielle
s-
Panabaker.
I would like love to say Winona Ryder, but she's too old.
She's too old,
I
yeah.
know.
Maybe I don't know.
Like a young Winona Ryder.
Who's like the
Give me a Beetlejuice Winona Ryder.
yeah.
For my
Who's
female.
the
Female
Isn't
role.
Jenna-
You could be played by Aubrey Plaza if
I could be
you
played
had a
by-
female role about you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
You guys both have like very nice brown eyes. Like
Okay.
greenish brownish eyes.
Okay.
And the dark hair, yeah.
All right. I'll take that. You were saying a few weeks ago that she was like your ideal woman. So,
She's a babe,
yeah. So if I was a woman, I'd be your ideal woman,
basically.
basically.
If you
It's
were
pretty
Aubrey
hot.
Plaza with a B movie podcast,
Yeah.
I would totally
You'd be all over
into you.
that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Who are like some of the hot chicks now? Like Sydney Sweeney. Are you into her?
No. Are you?
I try not to be. It's hard not to.
I find it very easy. I don't like
Really?
like normal like.
You don't like white chicks?
No, yeah.
Like
I guess
blonde.
you could say white chicks, but there's a lot of white women I do find attractive. I just don't find like what a lot of men consider conventionally attractive. Like I think Sydney Sweeney has that like Barbie look to her,
Yeah.
and I do not like that look at
Okay.
all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try not to find her attractive, but then sometimes I see her tits and I'm like, damn.
Well,
Like,
yeah, she has a nice
yeah.
she has a nice pair.
Yeah.
For sure.
What about Jenna? What's her name? Jenna
Ortega.
Yeah.
Is she the one who did Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
Because she has that like pale face, dark
She has the
hair,
Winona Ryder
Aubrey
look.
Plaza, Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know my type now, don't
Yeah,
you,
look
Joe?
at that.
You know I have a Winona Ryder tattoo, right?
Do you actually?
So you know Johnny Depp has a Winona Ryder tattoo?
I didn't know that.
So they dated in the 90s.
Okay.
And he got Winona Forever tattooed on his arm.
Really?
And yeah, and they broke up and he like never got it removed or never tattooed over it or whatever.
Damn, that's why Amber was pissed.
Probably. That actually came up in the court case.
Really?
Yeah. But I also have a Winona Forever
Is that on
tattoo.
your arm?
No, it's on my ribs.
On your ribs?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Oh, look at that.
yeah.
That's cute.
Because I love Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's some fun insights into. I think this is a good way for the audience to like learn about you.
About the new co-host.
Yeah, because
is
we soft
soft. What do you
soft
call it?
launch.
Soft launch. Yeah.
Riley as the co-host, and now it's like we're getting into it.
The nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you been liking your co-hosting abilities?
I have.
Yeah.
I've been having fun. Not to go too behind the scenes, but I am
Go
a
behind the
little
scenes.
not upset. That's the wrong word. I would have liked to have had the time to have shot something last week as well, but obviously neither of us had seen it yet, and we didn't have the time. So now but yeah. I like schedule. I like having a consistent like schedule.
Yeah. No, I mean we would have, but I didn't watch the movie, and then
Yeah, I watched like the first 20 minutes and then fell asleep.
yeah, and then I was booked to do an open mic at like 8, and I was like, I don't know if I'll have time to get there.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good in this hood.
All right, good.
Yeah.
I don't want to be upsetting my co-host.
No, I don't want to be upsetting my co-host either.
I mean, I don't care. I've had co-hosts cancel like the day of, so it's all.
Wouldn't be me.
No, Riley's the most committed co-host I've had so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I feel like you have had some very uncommitted co-hosts. Not to call anybody out, but I'm like, I don't think I'm doing a whole lot.
Yeah, but I mean, they also did.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to talk shit on.
No,
Liam
yeah,
or
that's what I
Brad.
said.
They're
I'm
both,
not trying to talk shit about anybody.
They're both good guys. They're just
Yeah, I just
when
like
the heart doesn't want it.
I'm very schedule oriented, and I like to have things planned out in advance, and like I like to be prepared.
Yeah.
Like I took notes on Surf Nazis.
Okay.
There was something else. We haven't talked about that movie in like 10 minutes, but I would like to circle back to it.
Yeah, we can get back to it.
Gunnar and I were laughing hysterically. You know the designer, I guess you could call it designer. It's like a skate designer brand, Bape.
I do know of Bape, yeah.
And they have like the hoodies that have like the full zip with the shark teeth across the side.
Uh-huh.
The Surf Nazis had a van that had the
that's
shark
right,
teeth
yeah.
across the
I forgot about
They
that.
spray painted the shark teeth across the front of the van. So the whole movie, Gunnar and I were calling it the Bape van.
The Bape van.
And I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, maybe Nigo was like a
Because-
big fan of this movie.
Well, I'm thinking Adolf basically raped Ava in that one scene.
Right.
And then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it a rape van, but like,
Bape van,
but like a play on words, rape van."
Yeah.
So then he painted the shark teeth and was like, "It's the Bape van."
It's where you can rape your bae.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
Bape van.
The date rape van.
Yeah. That was the...
Yeah, I have Bape van in here. Gunnar kept saying, "Who made this movie and why?" But now I know that it's a Troma movie.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But if it wasn't, then I would seriously still be wondering who made that movie and why.
The first sketch, I think, that was on this channel, it might not have been the first, but one of our earliest sketches was called the Vape Whistle, and it was it's like a commercial for it's like a rape whistle, but it's for your vape, and so it's like you wear like your vape around your neck, and you like.
You can rape whistle or vape.
Yeah.
No,
the rape whistle did. It was just a play on rape whistle.
Oh, it was
whistle.
just a vape.
It's just a vape and just a piece of string.
A collar for you to wear. Your vape.
Yeah, you just wear it around your neck, and
they have those. People wear those.
Yeah, I looked it up to see like, has this ever been a thing? And I saw them online, but I didn't see anyone like make that connection.
What do you call that? A lanyard, like
lanyard,
a vape lanyard. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was fun times back in the COVID days when we were shooting things like randomly in public. Yeah.
That sounds fun. This channel's been around 4 years.
Almost 4 years. Because we started shooting like content during 2020, but we didn't create the channel until 21.
Okay. So Paradizo's 4 years old. The YouTube channel itself is 3 years old.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you can put it that way. Because I was just posting sketches to my personal YouTube channel, but they weren't going anywhere. Plus, we wanted to like start a podcast and other shit. And so I was like, all right, we got to make like a centralized like channel that we're
an all-encompassing media channel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, God, why can I never think of the name? The Andy Milonakis movie company, the right-wing one.
Oh, like the Daily Wire?
The Daily Wire, yeah.
We're pretty much just the Daily Wire, but for comedy, and also
we're the Daily Wire.
Content.
We're the Daily Wire for B movies and Southeast Michigan open mic content.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much like what it started as. It was just like me and like other open micers and Liam, and like we were just shooting content and doing podcasts, and yeah.
Well, happy 4-year birthday to Paradizo.
Thank you.
It's
not until May.
I'm super happy to be along for the ride.
Yeah, no.
It's been awesome.
That's the best part of the ride, is meeting all these people and getting, people
getting people involved, getting people behind a microphone.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it really is. It's, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. I don't know why I'm getting this deep in this episode.
I mean, it's just turned into a conversation about the channel itself. And
yeah.
And,
I think, I mean, not that, because I don't think we really have an audience yet. Like, we get views, but we don't have, like, a returning audience.
Right.
And so I've been trying to, like, sprinkle in a bit more, like, personality into it. So
yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
People can relate. I'm sure a lot of open micers or a lot of just people in general, like, want to start a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to, like, a lot of people fail or a lot of people give up, and just the fact that we've grown to the level we're at now, I think is pretty cool.
And with no plans of stopping anytime soon.
Yeah,
either.
right.
Yeah. And I think another thing too, that like the play with like a consistent audience and like returning viewers and stuff is like running bits. And Andy Milonakis.
The Andy Milonakis.
Andy Milonakis winning the Andy Iowa caucus. Because his last name kind of sounds like Iowa caucus. Milonakis, Iowa caucus.
Andy Milonakis. Yeah.
Andy Milonakis won the Iowa caucus, and now he's going to get the Republican vote. He's going to run against Joe Biden in 2024.
He's going to run against Joe Biden.
Last I looked, Andy Milonakis was leading the Republican polls for the nomination.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He's like 3 or 4 points ahead of Trump right now.
Yeah.
Ever since Tuck went on the Andy Milonakis stream and they did Zins. Yeah. Him and Tuck did Zins together. He's been trending.
Damn, good for Andy Milonakis. Like it's because people with these sorts of, it's good to see people with like these sorts of ailments moving ahead in life.
Right. Yeah.
Like no one would have thought like someone who looks like a child would be the running like Republican candidate.
Nobody would have thought someone who suffers so severely from Andy Milonakis disease.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what it's called, so that's what I call it.
Andy Milonakis. Hasbulla disease.
Yeah.
Does he have
they're two different things.
Yeah.
I think they're two different things.
I think so too, yeah, because Hasbulla looks like a baby. Andy Milonakis just looks like a little.
Do you think it's possible for like just your penis to have Hasbulla disease? I'm asking for a friend. Like,
yeah.
Do you think maybe that
probably
could be a diagnosis that I could? I mean, that someone could get. And then like maybe like when someone would go to have sex with girls, it wouldn't be so embarrassing because there would be a piece of paper saying that they have like
Yeah.
Andy Milonakis penis or something.
Yeah, they can make like medical cards that you keep in your wallet, like just so you know.
I have a baby dick.
I have an Andy Milonakis penis. Like if and I think that this woke culture that we're in, they might be more accepting of that.
That's true, yeah. You could say, like, I actually used to have a really big penis, and then I transitioned into having an Andy Milonakis penis.
Yeah.
In honor of the man getting my vote this November, Andy Milonakis.
Yeah. I'm voting for in honor of voting for Andy Milonakis, I'm going to cut my penis off.
You cut my penis down to an inch and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Benjamin Button penis. My penis
it's growing in reverse.
It's turning into a baby penis.
I had an adult's penis when I was a baby, and now it's just slowly turning into a baby penis. My pubes grow backwards.
Yeah. I'm losing my pubes.
Benjamin Ballsack.
Benjamin Ballsack. Benjamin. Benjamin penis. Benjamin. I guess Benjamin Ballsack is the best one.
Yeah, it was because he's alliterative. I think is his whole thing.
Why? Because he was raised by black people.
What?
No, I don't know.
He's not the jerk.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Have you seen that movie?
No. Wait, the jerk?
With Steve Martin?
No.
He's like a white kid raised by a poor black family.
Oh,
it is
man.
hilarious.
Oh, man.
Very funny movie. And he like strikes it rich somehow. I forget how. I haven't seen it in a long time. But you know who's a real jerk? Adolf
Hitler?
And
Yeah.
him and his wife on her surfboard,
Braun,
and
that
they're
cunt.
Mengele on his surfboard, and they murder a poor innocent black man.
Yeah.
And thank God Big Mama got revenge.
Thank God Martin Lawrence got revenge.
Thank God Martin did an episode on his sitcom about this movie.
Yeah.
Thank God there was a 5-minute scene where Martin and Gina sat down to talk about Surf Nazis Must Die.
And thank God there's a Family Guy, because I've been wanting there to be a Family Guy.
There's a Family Guy, yeah.
Have you been watching Ted?
Is there a show, Ted, now?
There's a
No.
Ted show.
No,
yeah.
I haven't. I was wondering why I was seeing ads for it. I was like, why is there ads for a movie that came out 8 years ago? I was really confused.
You
I
didn't think
thought,
to look any more into that?
No, I thought
No.
they were advertising.
They're promoting that the movie came out 10 years ago.
And then they like got it on a new streaming service.
Yeah,
I thought they were
I've been
promoting
seeing them
that
do
they
that.
got it on a new streaming service. But it's not like an IP. You know what? Well, I guess now it is because there's 2 movies and a fucking TV show.
Yeah.
So now I would consider it an IP.
It isn't, yeah. I mean, the idea of a talking teddy bear who also smokes weed, that's not been touched territory outside of the Ted film series.
Oh my God. There's so many iterations of that are just so close to being that, though.
Is there?
I feel like so many people have done something that's so close to being Ted, but isn't Ted. Like Gingerbread Man versus Evil Bong.
I haven't heard
An
of that.
awful B movie that we could
Okay.
cover
Oh, yeah,
sometime soon. We'll save it. But there's like 8 of them,
Okay.
and the bong is evil.
Maybe we can do like
and it smokes
B-tober.
you.
It's what?
The whole thing about Evil Bong is it smokes you.
The bong smokes you.
Yeah.
That's gay. No. Yeah, maybe we can do like B movie Tober, and we just do a bunch of B horror movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be fun.
That'd be fun. Because B movies have the best horror.
They do, yeah.
That's like where the best B movies come from is
Uh-huh.
horror. Not like 2B B drama movies.
Yeah, I don't watch too many like.
B drama? I don't
No.
know if I've ever seen any. I don't want to.
Yeah, because like the point of a B movie is you're supposed to be outrageous as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch people like have a conversation.
Yeah. Like 2 bad actors have like a conversation that I would have with my ex-girlfriend.
Oh. This is the Riley like B movie. That would be fun.
That would fucking suck.
That would be fun if we
A
made
movie
a B
about
movie.
my life.
Yeah,
It'd be
that-
so goddamn boring.
No,
I
but-
would just like it would be about me going to work and then like watching sports on the weekends.
But then you do a podcast every once in a while.
Yeah, true. But that wouldn't be in the movie.
I think you'd have an interesting.
A B movie about my life.
Maybe
a
not at the
mockumentary,
moment,
A
like-
mockumentary. We could do
No,
like
not
a
a
The
mockumentary,
Office,
like
a
a-
The Office style sitcom about my life. I feel like would be pretty funny.
Yeah, but I've already done too many mockumentaries.
Yeah. I'd be down to make a really shitty B movie. I feel like it would have to be like the haunted screen printing press or something.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Could we shoot it there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, John would totally let us do that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing like Halloween and Christmas specials and shit like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Um,
Wasn't the live stream episode in 2023? Wasn't that kind
yeah,
of a Halloween
that was
special?
Halloween like live podcast. But I
Did you wear a costume? I forget.
no, I didn't wear I was the only one not wearing a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both Brad and Gunnar were in costume.
No, it was Papa Sean.
Oh yeah, Papa Sean was in costume. That's what it was.
Andrew, who is another friend of the show, and Gunnar.
Yeah. Papa Sean.
Yeah.
Sorry, Papa Sean and Brad both have big beards.
They do, yeah.
Like longer beards, yeah. Like you have a big bushy beard, but it's not like as long.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll meet a fair share of those guys at open mics. Just guys
Lumberjack
who look like
beard guys.
Papa Sean and Brad, yeah.
A couple of Paul Bunyans.
Yeah.
Anyone take their blue ox to the open mic, park it out front?
I wouldn't be surprised if Papa Sean had a blue ox.
He dresses like a carpenter all the time. Is that like his day job?
No, he like works in IT or something like that. But he's a very eclectic man. That's what drew me to him, was just I found him like he's like a 40-year-old guy who like wanted to do like podcasts and sketches with me, and I was just like, damn. And he would like,
Hell yeah.
he also like has a screen print, so he would like screen print his jumpsuits, and he like
Oh yeah.
yeah, does a lot of wild shit, and I don't know, I like surrounding myself.
Shout out
with people
Papa
like that.
Sean.
He's a legend. He's a legend on this podcast.
For sure.
Yeah.
For Sheezy.
But yeah, I wanted to do like a Halloween or a Christmas special.
That'd be awesome. I'd be down for both. I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday.
Okay, maybe we can shoot it now and then just wait for December.
Because there's actually
There's
snow on
actually
the ground
snow
like
out
there
here, yeah.
wasn't on Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, my lady's been telling me for years I got to do one. Called I had a character called Uncle Mafia, and she was saying I got to do Uncle Mafia goes ice skating, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And she was like, it would just be funny to like
If
see you
Uncle
going ice
Mafia
skating.
went ice skating.
And I was like, yeah, but like I need a story. Like, what's the story gonna
Uncle
be?
Mafia has to take it. Does Uncle Mafia have kids? Obviously
No.
not, because he's the
He's an
uncle,
uncle,
right?
yeah.
Uncle Mafia takes his nephew ice skating, and he gives his nephew like really shitty life advice the entire time.
Well, that's just the whole show. Is just Uncle Mafia giving his nephew Tommy like just shitty life advice.
Oh well, then yeah, that'd be funny if they went ice skating together, and you could find a way to tie in like winter themed life advice.
I guess.
You could be like, Tommy, when you go to shovel your front yard, stop as soon as you get to the neighbors. Don't ever do your neighbors.
Yeah.
Don't be too nice. Don't be the nice
to them.
guy.
Yeah.
If you got an
Really
elderly
a
neighbor,
wise guy.
If you got an elderly neighbor, sit on your porch and drink hot chocolate while you watch her shovel her own front lawn. It
And
builds
then shoot her,
character.
that cunt. Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess we got to bring back Uncle Mafia for that.
Uncle Mafia sounds like a great character.
Yeah, it's pretty retarded. It was just me in a tracksuit, like
Doing
talking
a
in
Brooklyn
Yeah.
accent, yeah.
But we had fun shooting it.
That
If we do a
sounds fun.
season 3, I'll bring you in.
Season
as
3
my
of
other
Uncle
nephew.
Mafia. That'd be baller.
No, but we're working on a new show. So if you're still watching at this point, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah,
coming
for real.
in like a couple months, maybe. I don't know. It'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's end this episode so that we
This
can shoot
was-
the other episode
Episode 1, the first installment of Riley's Picks.
Riley's Dick Picks.
This was Surf Nazis Must Die. Thank you for watching. And remember, Surf Nazis, you must die. Big
Big
peace.
peace.